The Radio Memories Network is brought to you in part by Liberated Syndication. Podcast publishing made easy. Libsyn.com. That's Libsyn.com.
Now for this week's exciting episode of The Adventures of Superman.
Superman, mighty visitor from the destroyed planet Krypton, whose strength knows no limits. More powerful than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet. Superman, who has pledged himself to devote his life to helping the weak and needy, to fight for truth and justice. Superman, who in his everyday guise is mild Clark Kent, reporter for the Daily Planet newspaper. When we last saw Superman, he was waging a one-man war against Gyp Denelli, a petty racketeer who has been collecting weekly protection payments from the small shopkeepers. Among them was Mrs. Olsen, the mother of Jimmy Olsen, a Daily Planet copyboy. Tracking Denelli to his hideout, Superman gave him a thrashing and got from him the $120 Mrs. Olsen had paid his collector, warning the racketeer that if he tried his racket again, worse would happen. But the moment Superman left, Denelli sought revenge and sent two of his henchmen to Mrs. Olsen's candy store. Meanwhile, unaware of Superman's visit to Denelli's hangout, Jimmy and his mother are still in the store. Mrs. Olsen is crying softly. Listen.
Oh, Mom, please don't cry. The only reason I told Mr. Kent about it was so that you wouldn't have to pay that crook Denelli $20 a week. Please, Mom.
Oh, I know, Jimmy. But you shouldn't have told anyone. I begged you not to.
But, gee, Mom, how did I know Clark Kent was going to just stand there and let that collector knock him down? I thought he could fight.
No, fighting will only make matters worse. So there's only one thing left for me to do. Close up the store and then...
Mom, look. He's coming across the street.
Who, Jimmy?
Mr. Kent, look.
Well, you probably didn't expect me back, did you?
Mr. Kent, I don't want to appear ungrateful. I know you mean well. But I don't want any trouble with those gangsters. Oh, please don't stir up trouble.
I'm not stirring up anything, Mrs. Olsen. I just have some good news. Here's the $120 Denelli's collector took from you. And I don't think he'll bother you again.
Mr. Kent.
Jumping Gemini.
Now, the next thing to do is to expose Denelli on the front page of the Daily Planet. And, if possible, run him out of the city.
Mr. Kent, where did you get this money?
Well, never mind where I got it. It's yours, every penny of it.
Did you get it from Denelli?
Jimmy, a good newspaper man never reveals secrets.
If you did get it from Denelli, Mr. Kent, you're Superman.
Hardly, Jimmy. Not Superman.
Why, Mr. Kent, I can't believe it. It seems like a dream getting the money back. And you say they won't bother me anymore? Well, that means I can keep the store.
That's just what it means. Well, I guess I'll run along now. Get down bright and early in the morning, Jimmy. You can help me write the story. We'll splash it across the front page.
I sure will, Mr. Kent.
All right.
Good night, Mr. Kent. And, oh, thank you so much.
Oh, good night, Mrs. Olsen.
Good
Bye,
night.
Jimmy.
But even as Clark Kent departs, a black sedan pulls up at the curb opposite Mrs. Olsen's little candy store.
Okay, Tony, cut the motor.
Right. That the place, Spike?
Yeah, we're lucky. They're still there. The kid and his old lady. What time is it?
9:30.
Well, they'll be closing up soon now. Now, listen. What we do is this. When they come out, we follow them, you see? There's too many lights on this street.
Where do we follow them to?
They'll turn in on a side street where it's darker.
What are you going to do?
Get out of the car and follow them. Gyp said to teach them, but don't pay to squeal.
I don't like fooling with kids and dames.
Well, me neither, but they got it coming to them. Tip it off a reporter. Hey, look. They're putting out the lights. See, they're closing up. Keep low.
Yeah, they're coming out of the store. You sure that's them?
Yeah, the kid's red at it. Now let them get a block ahead of us.
Okay. Keep an eye peeled for cops, Spike.
Yeah, come on. Pile out now. Let's go. Not so fast. I said to keep a block behind them.
All right. You don't think it's so jittery?
Who's jittery?
You are. Wait a minute. They're turning to 2nd Street. That block is plenty dark.
Easy.
There they are, up ahead on the left side of the street. All right now. Say when.
Not yet.
Spike, there's a police car coming up.
All right, duck in this doorway. Come on.
They're after us.
Shut up. Phew. Boy, oh boy, I sure thought them bulls met a pinch, Mike. Now who's jittery? Hey, where's that kid and his old lady? Come on, let's get going. I see him in the middle of the block. Come on. Now. Hey, you. Come here.
Hey, let go of me.
Not till I teach your old lady something about squealing.
You leave that boy alone. Help!
Screaming ain't gonna help you, sister. Come here, you brat. I'll fix you.
Not before I fix you.
Oh, what hit me?
I hit you, and there's more where that came from.
Oh.
So, Nellie thought I was fooling, did he? Well, I'll show you I'm not.
Oh, Johnny, beat it. There's a big guy. He's crazy. Beat it.
Go ahead, run for your lives. Too bad I can't follow you through the streets, but I know where to find you and your boss in case I want you. Now, I'd better see what happened to the Olsons as Clark Kent.
Jimmy, you all right?
Mr. Kent, where'd you come from?
Well, when I walked out of your store, I saw that car stop, and it looked suspicious, so I followed it. But, Jimmy, your mother's fainted.
She got scared when the man went to hit me.
Where do you live, Jimmy?
The next house.
I'll carry your mother up. There we are. All right, lead the way.
Gee, Mr. Kent, it was lucky you came along.
Yeah.
That guy was all set to hit me.
Did you recognize him? Who was he?
He was Denelli's collector.
Oh.
I couldn't see his face, but I knew his voice, though. This door here.
Okay.
I'll turn on the light.
Oh, that's fine. There we are. Now she'll be comfortable on this couch. Get some cold water and a towel, Jimmy.
Okay, won't take a second, Mr. Kent.
Plucky kid. Not a whimper out of him. Any other kid would have been frightened stiff.
Here you are, Mr. Kent.
Oh, good.
Is my mother all right?
Well, she will be in a moment. There, she's coming around.
Jimmy, where are you?
Right here, Mom. I'm okay. Mr. Kent saved us.
Mr. Kent, I didn't see you.
I'm terribly sorry this had to happen, Mrs. Olson. I never dreamed Denelli would try to pull anything after the talk I had with him.
Oh, Mr. Kent, it was horrible. That man grabbing Jimmy.
No, don't you think about it. Just get some rest. I've got to get back to the office and see Mr. White. We'll splash this story across the front page. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have Lois Lane come over and spend a few hours with you. She'll be company for you, Mrs. Olson.
Oh, it isn't necessary, Mr. Kent. I'll be all right.
Oh, Lois won't mind. Where's my hat, Jimmy?
Right here, Mr. Kent.
Good night, Mrs. Olson. You can show me to the door, Jimmy.
Good night, and thank
No,
you.
not at all. Now, Jimmy, don't let your mother get up for a while, eh?
Mr. Kent, did you really chase those gangsters away?
I suppose so, Jimmy. Why, what makes you ask?
I thought I saw a man in a red cape. Flying, sort of.
You're tired, Jimmy. You'd better get some rest, too. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh. Thought he saw a man in a red cape flying, eh? I've got to be careful. Too many people are seeing me as Superman. But there's one person who's going to see me and not like it so much. Gyp Denelli. Tomorrow I'll clean his place out and make certain he leaves town. For good. Or my name isn't Superman. But even as Clark Kent utters the threat, the long black sedan pulls up in front of Gyp Denelli's headquarters on the far side of town, and Pike gets out hurriedly. A moment later, he enters Denelli's private office.
Well? Boss, I hate to tell you, but we had trouble.
What do you mean?
Well, everything worked like a top. We trailed the kid and his old lady to a dark side street.
Go on.
Well, Tony pulled over at the curb and hopped out to grab me. You see, I had a grip on the kid when a guy come out of nowhere and clipped me.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was a big guy with an awful wallop. Before I could make a move, he let me have it.
What happened?
Well, I ran for the car and we got away just in time.
Did he follow you?
No, we cut over at the river and doubled back. Nobody followed.
Was the guy who clipped you that reporter, Clark Kent?
Him? I don't know, Gyp. This guy was big, awful big.
Sounds like Kent's behind this. You say he worked for the Daily Planet?
Yeah, that's what he said.
And the Olsen kid works for the Planet, too.
So what?
I got an idea. Maybe a good one. Hand me that telephone book.
Okay. What's up, Gyp?
You'll see. Here it is. From Mrs. Henry Olsen. Store, residence. Logan 6251. Operator, get me Logan 6251.
What you calling her for, Gyp?
You'll see.
Hello?
Hello, Jimmy. This is Clark Kent.
Mr. Kent?
Gee, your voice sounds funny.
Must be something wrong with the phone connection. Listen, Jimmy, I haven't got much time. I've got to see you right away.
But you just left my house a little while ago, Mr. Kent.
Yeah, I know. Something came up. I need your help. It's about Denelli. Can you meet me at the corner of Spruce and 2nd Street in 10 minutes?
Gee, Mr. Kent, I don't want to leave Mom. She's asleep now. Miss Lane just got here.
Who?
Lois Lane.
Oh, sure. Bring her along. It's newspaper business.
All right, Mr. Kent. I'll be there with Miss Lane.
Good. See you in 10 minutes. If that's not luck, I don't know what is.
What do you mean?
The kid told me a dame named Lois Lane is at his house. I know who she is. A reporter for that same paper, the Daily Planet.
So what?
How can you be so dumb? What do you mean, so what?
Well, supposing she is a reporter for the paper.
We don't want that paper to print nothing about us, do we?
No.
Well, they won't. Not now. We'll meet the kid and that Lane girl, and we'll take them for a ride. A nice little ride in the country. Get the car ready.
Will Lois Lane walk into the trap Denelli has set for her and Jimmy? Or is she smart enough to realize it was not Clark Kent who called? What will happen? Tune in next time and follow the thrilling adventures of Superman.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.